beyond Earth's dominion. In the far reaches of a distant star system, the faint glow of remote suns bathes half-finished orbital stations and massive colony ships drifting along the edges of alien worlds. Cargo freighters and nimble shuttles zip between these outposts, weaving through dusty asteroid fields. Here, on the frontier of human expansion, the quiet stirrings of rebellion have begun to take root. 2 centuries after humanity broke free of its cradle, Earth has colonized dozens of star systems. But with the growth of each colony, new challenges arose. Worlds once grateful for Earth's guidance and supplies have grown tired of distant rule. Now, rogue factions, the free colonies as they call themselves, are emerging, forging new alliances in the vacuum of space. What began as quiet disobedience has grown into something more dangerous, and in the corridors of the Earth government and the halls of the Frontier Council, there begins talk of war. The Earth Government Council Chamber, Earth Orbit. A massive orbital habitat, its interior styled in sleek metallic lines and accented by lush, genetically engineered greenery, serves as the seat of the Earth government. Within a grand chamber, representatives, human from 1,000 cultures, fill rows of seats. At the front stands Envoy Lena Armitage, a seasoned diplomat in her late 40s, steel-gray hair and sharp brown eyes reflecting decades of delicate negotiations. They have just received a troubling report. Colony G771, colloquially known as Arcadia, has joined the Alliance of Free Settlements. They have rejected Earth's trade regulations and have seized an Earth-owned mining operation. On a holographic display, a recording shows a group of colonists, faces covered by makeshift breathing masks, evicting Earth representatives and hoisting a new banner. 3 interlocking circles symbolizing unity among off-world communities. Counselor He Chen, a stern, older man. They have crossed the line. This cannot be ignored. The Alliance is no longer a nuisance, it is a threat. If we let them continue, we lose authority in the frontier. Envoy Armitage, firm but measured, speaks. We all understand why this has happened. The colonies have legitimate grievances. They are facing higher tariffs, tighter trade controls. Some argue we've been using them as resource pipelines rather than partners. Counselor Sierra Cho, a younger woman, says passionately, "That's no excuse for violent rebellion, Envoy. Earth invests billions in infrastructure, technology, and supplies. Without Earth, they wouldn't survive." Envoy Armitage, "That doesn't mean we should use military means to crush them. If we send a fleet, we risk open war. We must try diplomacy first. I volunteer to go to Arcadia. Let me talk to them, open a dialogue." After a heavy pause, the chamber agrees, reluctantly, to let Armitage attempt a negotiation. The fate of any peaceful coexistence may hinge on her success. Within the transport ship Aurora, en route to Arcadia, Armitage sits in a dim passenger bay, reviewing files on a handheld holo device. Next to her is Commander Isaac Nguyen, a tactical advisor sent to ensure her safety. He's loyal to Earth's government, but uneasy about using force against fellow humans. Commander Nguyen states softly, "You know, these rebels, they don't see themselves as villains. I was stationed on a fringe colony once. They feel abandoned, and rightfully so. Self-rule seems natural to them." Armitage sighs, "I know. But we must show them they are still part of something larger. If we fail, Earth will tighten its grip. I have seen it before. Negotiation is our last chance to avoid something catastrophic." As the Aurora nears Arcadia's main orbital station, Armitage and Nguyen move in unison to a nearby portside window. Looking out, upon the station fills the envoy with further dread. As she and the commander see a line of ramshackle colonial ships, sturdy, mismatched vessels bristling with improvised weaponry. The Alliance of Free Settlements is clearly preparing for possible conflict. Once their transport ship docks onto Arcadia's orbital station, Armitage and Nguyen step through pressurized airlocks into a bustling hub, market stalls full of exotic produce and refined ore, corridors echoing with languages and accents from every corner of human civilization. They're greeted by Orion Malix, a tall, broad-shouldered leader of the Alliance. His attire combines practical frontier gear with subtle insignias of independence. Orion, firmly, Envoy Armitage. I expected Earth's military, not a diplomat. Armitage offers a polite nod, and a polite smile, if but a little strained. We're here to talk, Orion. Earth wants to understand your demands. Surely we can resolve this peacefully. Orion crosses his arms. Behind him, a few heavily armed guards watch warily. Dr. Sarah Kim, an Alliance advisor, stands to the side, her eyes troubled, as if torn between loyalty and caution. Orion. Earth wants to understand? After near 2 centuries of imposing ludicrous regulations, a dictation of outward pricing, and exploiting our labor, they now suddenly care about how we feel. We formed this alliance because we have nothing left to lose. Arcadia, Nova Stratos, New Delphi, dozens of colonies ready to stand on their own. We want recognition of our sovereignty, freedom to set our own trade terms, elect our own leaders. Armitage. Self-governance is possible, Orion. But independence under these terms, taking Earth's facilities by force, is unacceptable. You're threatening the stability of humanity in deep space. We all rely on each other. Orion narrows his eyes, and in that silence, we sense the gulf between them. Nearby, Dr. Kim seems more open to dialogue, steps forward. She starts softly. Orion, if Earth's envoy is willing to listen, maybe we should at least try to reach an agreement. Our people are tired, yes, but are they ready for the devastation a war would bring them? Orion, his features remain stoic, though his eyes seemed pensive. He remains quiet for but a moment. We'll talk, but only if Earth acknowledges our right to exist apart from its control. We are not their subjects. We are their equals, or we are nothing to them. Armitage nods, relieved to see a crack in Orion's hardened stance. Several days pass. On Arcadia, negotiations unfold in tense, closed-door sessions. We watch Armitage and Orion exchange proposals, light on details but laden with principle. Dr. Kim assists with data, trying to find common ground. Commander Nguyen stands outside the negotiation room, suspicious eyes scanning the corridors. During a break, Nguyen hears whispered voices in a storage bay. He steps in quietly, seeing 2 Alliance militants dismantling old mining lasers and refitting them into ship weapons. A low-level, known rebel leader, Captain Jarrett, notices Nguyen. Captain Jarrett, hissingly, Earth's envoy can talk all she wants, but we're arming ourselves. We know they'll never let us go without a fight. Nguyen backs away unseen, troubled. Outside in the corridors, he confides in Armitage. Nguyen, they're preparing for war. Even if Orion wants a deal, his people may force his hand. We have to act fast. Armitage, her voice low. Then I need to get Orion and Kim to make a public statement. If we show progress, maybe we can reduce tensions on both sides. Back within Earth's council chamber, another briefing takes place. Surveillance drones show the Alliance's military buildup. Earth's admirals urge a show of force. Counselor He Chen, Envoy Armitage has had her time. We must deploy a fleet, and soon, before they reach any critical strength. Counselor Cho, if we send ships now, we destroy any chance of a peaceful resolution. But we can't wait forever. We can give them another 72 hours. In the meantime, we can start preparations. Reluctantly, they agree. 3 more days to avoid catastrophe. On Arcadia's surface, an agricultural dome bathed in pinkish alien sunlight, Armitage walks with Dr. Kim through fields of engineered crops. Kim shows her local innovations: drought-resistant grains, fusion-powered irrigation, medical breakthroughs tailored to frontier diseases. Arcadia's society isn't just surviving, it's thriving in its own way. Armitage is quietly impressed. You've built something beautiful here. I understand why you don't want any distant oversight. Dr. Kim speaks with soft sadness. We just want to be respected, given a chance to chart our own destiny. But we also fear losing what we've built if Earth strikes back. Their conversation is cut short by distant alarms. A shuttle from Earth's frontier patrol has arrived unexpectedly, its crew arrested by the rebels on suspicion of spying. Armitage and Kim rush to the Alliance's main hall, where Orion and his guards stand over 3 Earth pilots on their knees, their hands bound. Orion lets out in a harsh, outraged voice. They were mapping our orbital defenses. This is an act of war. Armitage, shocked. Orion, you must release them. There has to be some other explanation. Escalating things now will destroy everything we've worked toward. But Orion's expression is grim, hardened by too many compromises. Captain Jarrett stands at his side, whispering venom into his ear. Jarrett, if we show weakness now, Earth will never take us seriously. Noticing what the captain was trying to do, Dr. Kim moves to Orion's other side, willing to reason with him. Harming these people, or worse, will only justify a militant response. We must not stoop to barbarism. Please, Orion. Orion hesitates. There's a beat of silence where the fate of an entire civilization teeters. Finally, he signals his guards. Orion speaks quietly, his voice resolved. Take them to the brig. They're our prisoners for now. No harm yet. But if Earth attacks, we'll have our bargaining chips. Armitage's face falls. The diplomatic route is beginning to slip away. Later that night, Armitage meets with Dr. Kim in an abandoned hydroponics bay. The soft hum of nutrient pumps mask their voices. Armitage, if Orion won't release them, war is inevitable. My government will not stand for this. I need your help. Orion respects you, listens to you. Dr. Kim, clearly troubled. I never wanted violence. I believed in our independence, but not at this price. Armitage near pleads. Help me arrange a conference call with Earth's Council. If Orion states his conditions, real conditions, maybe Earth will hold off. We need time to find a peaceful path before things can get any further out of hand. Kim nods, tears welling. She wants to save her home without turning it into a battlefield. A secure communication suite. Armitage, Orion, Dr. Kim, and a few Alliance delegates face a large holoscreen. The Earth Council silhouettes appear. Councilors Chen and Cho, admirals, and their advisors. Orion, measured, tense. Earth has ruled without our input for too long. We demand a charter granting colonies equal representation in interstellar policy, freedom to set our own trade tariffs, and local autonomy. Councilor Chen, near unrestrained anger. You hold Earth citizens captive, and then demand equal status? This is blatant piracy. Armitage steps forward, cutting through the tension. The prisoners can be released. Orion promises their safe return if Earth commits to immediate talks on a new interstellar charter. Orion hesitates, looking toward Dr. Kim. She gives him a subtle, pleading nod. Orion, we'll release the prisoners in exchange for a summit on neutral ground. Let us choose a station in an unclaimed system. We'll talk, if Earth agrees to halt any military approach. The Council murmurs, uncertain. A long, silent moment passes. Councilor Cho, firm but calm. Agreed. We will honor a ceasefire for 1 week, but if you harm our people, there will be consequences. Orion and Armitage exchange a relieved look once communications break. A small step back from the edge. As preparations begin for the summit, Captain Jarrett and a handful of hardline rebels plot in a dim cargo hold. They're unhappy with Orion's concessions. Jarrett whispering furiously, Orion grows weak. He would rather talk than fight. We must strike Earth's forces before they rally. One bold attack on their supply convoy near the Ceres Gate could cripple them and force them to accept our independence. His conspirators nod, fanatical glints in their eyes. Within a narrow corridor on the orbital station, Jarrett and his loyalists sabotage a docking clamp, sending a civilian freighter drifting into a military frigate. An explosion rocks the station. Chaos ensues. Alliance guards rush to control fires, while engineers and maintenance workers move to stabilize and prevent further damage to the station. Within the confusion, Jarrett launches a small strike vessel, heading out to ambush the Earth supply convoy approaching the system. Armitage and Nguyen, hearing alarms, race to the command center. Orion stands before a cracked screen, frantic reports and video surveillance streaming in. Dr. Kim arrives, ashen-faced, having assumed the worst. Armitage, shouting over alarms. This wasn't Earth. Someone on your side made a move. They're sabotaging everything we achieved. A certain security monitor catches Orion's attention and quickly plays the footage. He then roars toward his nearby guards. Find Jarrett. Stop him. He's gone rogue and placed an attack on this station. Kim takes to comms, receiving a message from Docking Bay 6. Jarrett's ship has left the station. The system has his navigation set for the Ceres Gate. If he attacks Earth's supply lines, any talk of peace or diplomacy is gone. Nguyen steps forward. We have a small craft docked here. Let me and the envoy pursue him. We cannot let that attack happen. Orion glances at Armitage. In a remarkable show of trust, he nods. Orion, go. But if you catch him, bring him back alive. He must face justice here. A tense chase ensues. The Aurora, Armitage and Nguyen's ship, speeds through asteroid debris, dodging fragments of old hulls and mining rigs. Jarrett's strike vessel is proving difficult to spot, as it has slipped into stealth. Nguyen pilots skillfully, guided by Armitage's quick scanning of the environment and debris field. Tension grows, and Armitage's heart rate deepens with every passing moment. Finally, they locate Jarrett's vessel, as it looks to be preparing to ambush an Earth transport flotilla, amassed with 4 lightly armed cargo ships escorted by a single patrol frigate. Armitage quickly opens comms. Jarrett, stand down. You'll doom countless lives if you do this. No response. Jarrett's ship is shown to be charging weapons. Nguyen grits his teeth and dives between Jarrett's fighter and the Earth convoy. Laser fire streaks across the silence of space. The Aurora takes glancing hits. Sparks fly inside the cockpit. Armitage quickly moves to reroute power to their shields, as Nguyen leads Jarrett into a pursuit. Nguyen dodges Jarrett's efforts easily, moving in and away from debris expertly, leading the pair further away from the convoy. A large meteoroid is noticed along their starboard bow, a few hundred kilometers out. Nguyen steers the Aurora hard right, heading straight towards it. Jarrett close behind. Steering and dodging oncoming debris and enemy fire, the Aurora hastily approaches the large meteoroid, unnoticed by Jarrett. At the last moment, Nguyen feints left, forcing Jarrett to pull up. Exactly what they wanted and planned. As Armitage fires a grappling tether, a magnetic pulse immediately disables Jarrett's engines. The rogue leader's vessel drifts, effectively powerless. Armitage, her voice breathless, heart beating in her ears. We got him. In the main hall of Arcadia Station, Orion stands beside Dr. Kim and Armitage. Jarrett is brought in, restrained, furious, but silent. Orion, voice steady. You attempted to sabotage a peace. Our negotiations. You nearly forced us into a war we cannot hope to win. For this, you will stand trial under the new laws we are to forge. In that moment, Orion shows Earth's envoy and his own people that the new colonies can hold themselves accountable. Dr. Kim's relieved smile suggests that trust might grow from this painful lesson. A week passes, a neutral station orbiting a minor star. Representatives from Earth and the Alliance gather in a spacious conference hall. Armitage sits beside Orion and Dr. Kim. On the opposite side, Counselor Cho, flanked by military and economic advisors. Counselor Cho, her tone soft. Let's find a way forward, together. We propose a revised interstellar charter granting colonial seats on the Earth Council, shared resource management, and a gradual reduction of tariffs. Orion reviews the terms, exchanging glances with Dr. Kim. Orion, in quite disbelief. This is a start. We will need to refine it. Ensure our independence isn't just symbolic, but we are willing to negotiate in good faith. Armitage smiles, her eyes scanning across the faces of who, for all their differences, share a common lineage among the stars. As negotiations unfold, humanity stands at a crossroads. The line between colony and homeworld is fading, replaced by the promise of mutual respect and cooperation. The rogue colonies have earned their seat at the table, and Earth, once the unquestionable center of human civilization, must now share in its power. In the silent void, new treaties echo with hope for the future. Humanity, scattered across countless star systems, may yet remain one people, united not by chains, but by choice, and by action.